So a buddy of mine has a solar generator. I built him a few years ago, and he's been complaining lately that the battery's been getting out of balance. So he dropped it off, and I'm looking over. This is one of my soldered batteries. This is where I use a bus bar and little fuse wires onto each individual cell. These days I kind of spot weld, but on really large batteries I really do like the individual fuse wires. It is nice, you know, it adds a little bit of safety if one of the cells acts up. But these cells, the soldered connections are a little more susceptible to rough handling because you can kind of break one of these wires if you aren't careful. And so I started poking around, and immediately I just started finding loose fuse wires. So either the solder came completely off the battery, so that probably just means it was a cold solder when I originally did it. Some of these others, the solder is still behind, but the wire is loose, so that's kind of that might be rough handling and it's pulled out of the solder. So I'm gonna have to go through and probably check each wire with a pick and just check that it's still solid, and review each one, and if it's a bad connection, then put in maybe a fresh fuse wire. I use the leads of fuses. They make good fuse wires because they only carry a few amps before they burn out. So this is just going to need some routine maintenance, going through, touching things up, and then maybe I can start to reassemble the solar generator. So I'll probably just time-lapse you while I start to do some of this work. It's tedious work, but it's important work. And one of the things you got to be very careful of is it's actually very hard to solder onto copper, directly onto copper. Copper doesn't take solder well. So where the fuse wire crosses over, that's often a cold joint. And you got to pay attention that truly is attached, because you get more cold joints on the copper than anywhere else. So pay attention to those, but I'm going to use my big soldering iron so that I get some good penetration with the solder and really melt it in there, and just go through and do some maintenance on this. So here you can see an actual burnt out fuse, so something may have gone wrong here. Now the cell still looks good, but that is definitely a burnt out fuse, so we'll have to keep an eye on this cell. I'll probably mark it just so that in the future I know that this cell burned out. Okay, the first side is reconditioned. Now I just flipped the battery. The other side I found a couple loose solder joints, 2 burnt fuses, and just a couple other solder joints that weren't that great looking, couple cold ones. Especially when you're soldering to the bus bars, you really need to use a big heat gun, a big iron. A little one is not going to cut. You're going to need something like this if you're going to do a soldered battery. Anyways, we'll check out the second side and see how this side looks. I want to show you what solder should look like on this copper. See these? They're kind of peaky, and well, peaky is the right word. The solder was kind of cold, and so it kind of formed peaks. Solder, when it's really heated, will run and lay smooth on this copper. So we really want to put a little more copper and then really heat this area up. And now see that the copper kind of ran and it didn't dry with a peak. That's the important part, is that it flows and it dries without a peak. Look at that. That's a much better solder joint. that is a nice hot solder joint versus kind of that peaky one right at the back there. You can see even the back one's a bit peaky. We'll hit it with some solder, let it run. Yeah, that's a much better solder joint. Okay, I got the battery reassembled. I put battery paper on it, and then I put some cardboard just to give it some protection while it's in the solar generator, because it might get jostled around and we don't want to break any more fuses. Anyways, I've got it on the ISDT. I'm pumping in 4.2 amps, and then it'll switch to balance when we get to the top. Interestingly, one of the cells got sucked way down by reconnecting the batteries, and that's probably because those cells were low voltage cells that are reconnected, and it sucked the battery pack down. You can see it's cell number 5. It's way lower than the others, and they were all in balance before I began this. So reconnecting those 2 burnt through batteries probably pulled the battery pack down. So we'll just have to balance it, run it a bit, and see if those cells see why they burned through their fuse, see if they're bad cells or if it was just some sort of weird thing that burned through the fuse. So anyways, it's reconnected, it's recharging, and we'll let it run.